Hello, friends, and welcome to the Kyle Millar Show. Today on the program, a common expression that you really should know. We're going to work on some essential pronunciation today with the TH sound, and I'll give you a trick so that you can master it every single time. A common mistake and the best exercise you'll ever know or you could ever possibly learn to master the interrogative form in English. All that and more. My name is Kyle Millar, and welcome to the Kyle Millar Show. All right, guys, yes, welcome to the show. Here we are. Another day and ready to improve our English. As we always do, right? Little by little. Remember, poco a poco. Little by little. Slowly but surely wins the race. And before you do anything, it's just like exercising, going to the gym or anything else, you have to warm up. So let's do that by stepping into the warm-up gym.
The warm-up gym.
All right, guys, here we are in the warm-up gym, and we're going to start with 10, that's right, 10 sentences of translation. So I'll give you the sentence in Spanish, and you say it in English, out loud. En voz alta, out loud. Okay, here we go. Now remember, out loud at home. I can't see you, but I can tell if you're participating or not. Okay, here we go. Number one. ¿Quién quiere ser el primero? Who wants to be the first? Who wants to be the first? Now this is third person singular, right? Who wants? So we need the S on our verb. Who wants? ¿Quién quiere ser? Who wants to be the first? El primero en hacer qué? The first to do what? The first, come on, the first to do what? What are you talking about? The first to do what? Okay? En voz alta, remember, the first to do what? Tú no eres socio de este club. You aren't a member of this club. Of this club. That's a sound we're going to practice later on, the TH sound. This. Not this, but this. You aren't a member of this club. And of course, we're using the contraction. You aren't. You are not. You aren't. You aren't a member. There are two ways we can contract this, actually. You are not, we can contract as you aren't, or you're not. You're not a member of this club. You aren't a member of this club. ¿Qué haces aquí? ¿Qué haces aquí? What are you doing here? Right? What are you doing here? ¿Qué haces aquí? Hombre, what are you doing here? This is easy, right? ¿Es fácil? Okay, let's try another one. Quiero hacerme socio. I want to become a member. Member. I want to become. Quiero hacerme socio. Por eso estoy aquí, hombre. I want to become a member. I want to become. Llegar a ser. To become. Hacerme socio. We don't say to make myself a member. No, we would use the verb to become. I want to become a member. Okay? ¿Conoces todas las reglas? Do you know all the rules? Todas las reglas. Do you know all the rules? Hay muchas reglas, eh? Do you know all the rules? Okay, let's do a few more. Unos más, ¿vale? Las aprenderé. No te preocupes. I'll learn them. Don't worry. No te preocupes. Hombre, no te preocupes. Don't worry. I'll learn them. Don't worry. Don't worry. So the way we link the words together is very important here. Okay? Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll learn them. Learn them. So sometimes you study a grammar structure, you see it written and you know how to say it, but you're walking down the street in Miami or you're walking down the street in New York and you hear someone speaking, you say, I don't know what he said. It's because they're linking the words together, but you do that in Spanish as well, linking words, enlazando las palabras. So it's important to practice and keep practicing your delivery and try to approach the native style pronunciation and linking, the way we vinculamos las palabras, okay? Okay, las aprenderé, no te preocupes. I'll learn them. Don't worry. Okay, number 8. Number 8. ¿Estás de acuerdo con nuestras leyes? ¿Estás de acuerdo? Perdón, de acuerdo. Are you? Now, be careful here. We say, do you agree? To agree. Estar de acuerdo. To agree. Do you agree with our rules? Nuestras leyes? Or, well, actually, our laws. Nuestras leyes would be our laws. Regla, rule. Ley, law. Do you agree? Okay, so English is very important. Do you agree? Oh, yes, Kyle, I agree. Estoy de acuerdo. I agree. Please don't say, I am agree. No, I am a man. I'm Kyle. I'm Canadian. I'm sitting in a chair. I agree. We don't say, I am agree. I agree. So English is important, right? Oh, yes, English is important. I agree. But I'll tell you, Swedish is the future. Swedish is more important than English. Do you agree? You say, no, Kyle, you're crazy. I don't agree. If I tell you that Swedish is more important than English, you'll probably say, no, Kyle, I don't, no estoy de acuerdo. I don't agree. I agree, I don't agree. I agree or I disagree. No estoy de acuerdo. También se puede decir, I disagree. Okay. Now we're talking about the rules. Aquí estamos hablando otra vez de las reglas, ¿no? And he says, prometo que las acataré. Prometo que las acataré. I promise that I'll obey them. También obedecer, ¿no? Se dice obedecer, acataré. I'll obey them. I promise that I'll obey them. Come on, man, trust me. Trust me, I'll obey them. Okay, this is the last sentence. La última frase. Okay. Entonces, puedes ser socio si eso es lo que tú quieres. Then you can be a member if that's what you want. Si eso es lo que tú quieres, then you can be a member. You can be a member if that's what you want. I don't know what you want, but if that's what you want, you can be a member. In another class, we will practice this pronunciation of the M because a lot of native Spanish speakers mispronounce it. They pronounce it like an N, member, but no, member. So the key here is to close your lips with the letter M, member. Then you can be a member if that's what you want.
Expression of the day.
All right, it's time for our expression of the day. Yes, the expression of the day is to call the shots. Call the shots. Now, I think in Spanish you often say dirigir el cotarro. We can say to call the shots, or we also say to run the show. Who runs the show here? I don't run the show. They just ask me to be here. I don't run the show. Who calls the shots? ¿Quién lleva la voz cantante? You sometimes say. Who has the singing voice? But no, we don't say that. In English we say, who calls the shots? ¿Quién es el jefe? ¿Quién manda? So for example, in the United States right now, who calls the shots? I suppose it's Joe Biden calling the shots. Who calls the shots around here? It's not me. It's Rob. He calls the shots. He says, Kyle, I need you tomorrow. We're filming. Come on in. And I say, okay, hey, you call the shots. Lleva la voz cantante. Dirigir el cotarro. I like that expression in Spanish as well. I don't know if you say that where you're from. But some people say that. It means, in English we say to call the shots. Who calls the shots? Who's the boss? ¿Quién manda? Okay? Who calls the shots? And that is our expression of the day.
Speak Spanish.
Very good.
Pronunciation.
That's right, friends. It's time for pronunciation. And if you were paying attention at the start of the show, which I know you were, of course, you're always paying attention, right? If you're not paying attention. By the way, in English we pay. Pagamos. No lo prestamos. We don't lend. In Spanish you lend attention. In English we pay it. You don't have to return it. Just pay. Hay que pagarlo, eh? You're paying attention. If you were paying attention, you will notice that I said we're going to learn some very important pronunciation. It's true. I wouldn't lie to you. Today we're going to practice the TH sound. TH. So this is a sound, it's very simple, but we have two different types of TH sounds, okay? But with both of these sounds, you have to, hay que sacar la lengua. You have to stick out your tongue. Let's practice. Okay, the first TH sound is voiced. So we have activity in the vocal cord, okay? In the vocal cords, we say this, this, that, these, those, other. Notice how my tongue is out. If you say this, I like this. Do you like this? No. If you say it like that, then your tongue, lo que pasa es que tienes la lengua ahí dentro de la boca. Your tongue is inside your mouth, behind your teeth. But to say this properly, you have to stick out your tongue. Hay que sacar la lengua. This, that, these, those, other. Okay? So, let's practice with a trabalenguas. A tongue twister, we say. Tongue twister, yes. And our tongue twister is, well, it's simple. Then their mother asked them. Then their mother asked them. Now, actually, notice the way I link the words. I'll say, then their mother asked them. It's very difficult for me to hit that asked them. I should, but if I'm walking down the street in Miami or Orlando or Chicago, I'm probably not going to pronounce every single sound, but I am going to properly pronounce the TH. Then their mother asked them. So try it at home. Then their mother asked them. Very good. So this is the first TH sound. But there is another. That's right, there's another TH sound. And this TH sound is with the vocal cords muted. So this is, the mouth does the same thing, but there's no activity in the vocal cords. So what I mean is a sound like Thursday, thank you. If you turn off the volume on your television, which I don't want you to do, but if you were to do it, you would look at me and say, he's making the same sound. Porque la boca es igual. Pero estoy sacando la lengua. I'm sticking out my tongue, okay? Think, Thursday. So if I say think, if my tongue stays in my mouth, there's no way for me to pronounce this sound properly, okay? So, hay que sacar la lengua. You have to stick your tongue out, okay? He thought of 3 things. Try that. Try that at home. He thought of 3 things. It's easy, right? The TH. It's not hard. It's not difficult. But like anything, you have to practice. So if you have a problem with a particular sound, just like a particular grammar structure or anything in English, what you want to do is practice. You want to isolate the problem. Isolate your problem. Write down a whole list of words. I can give you some, but you can find a list of words anywhere. Come up with your own list and force yourself to pronounce it. Record yourself. And then say the words out loud, en voz alta, over and over, and listen to yourself. Listen to the recording. And see if you're pronouncing properly. Because once you develop your ear, you should be able to listen to your own voice and say, ooh, suena mal. Or, ooh, it sounds better. It's getting better. And little by little, I promise, you will improve. Okay, so remember the secret for the TH sound, my friends, it's on the tongue. You have to stick out your tongue, okay?
Ask, make, do, go, come, take, bring.
What's the difference?
All right, folks, it is that time for today's What's the Difference? People are saying, oh my gosh, what's it going to be now? What a show. What a program. I can't believe it. Today we're going to talk about the difference between hope, wait, and expect. And you're saying, but Kyle, what's the difference? No sé. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Cuéntame. Okay. Because in Spanish, the problem is in Spanish you use the verb esperar for all of these things. And I know that it's challenging. It can be difficult. But I'm going to give you a quick explanation. Okay. What you have to remember here, when you talk about the verb to hope, you're talking about an assessment of desire, deseo. Okay? So you hope, I like to say this, you hope with your heart. Es algo que tú quieres. It's something that you want. You hope with your heart. But if you say something that you expect with your head. Expect is an assessment of probability. Okay? So you expect with your head, you hope with your heart, and you wait with your body. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for the bus. I'm waiting for this show to end. No, I'm not. Just kidding. But think of that, okay? I hope with my heart, deseo. Okay? I expect with my head, probabilidad. And I wait with my body. Bueno, esperanza sin hacer nada. Estoy aquí parado. I'm waiting for the bus. So these are completely unrelated words in English. I could say, for example, espero que no esperes que te espere. I hope you don't expect me to wait for you. Ooh. I hope you don't expect me to wait for you. Think of that. Okay? So we can practice with a few sentences of translation. If I say, for example, espero que sepas lo que haces. Espero que sepas lo que haces, eh? I hope you know what you're doing. Now, it could be, I expect you know what you're doing. It's true. If I see you and you're really confident, oh, don't worry, I expect you know what you're doing. But really what I'm saying here is, espero que sepas lo que haces, eh? Porque si no, puede ser peligroso. I hope you know what you're doing, right? You go skydiving, you're going to jump out of the airplane and the instructor's there and he connects up your parachute and he says, trust me, you're fine. The parachute is ready. And I look over and I say, hey man, I hope you know what you're doing because I don't. I'm about to jump out of this airplane. I hope you know what you're doing. Espero que sepas lo que haces. ¿A quién estás esperando? ¿A quién estás esperando? Who are you waiting for? ¿A quién estás esperando? Who are you waiting for? Esperando, estoy aquí. You know? I'm like this and I'm waiting. But who am I waiting for? There you go. Espero una llamada en unos 20 minutos. I'm expecting a call in about 20 minutes. And unos 20 minutos. Here we can say about. Unos 20 minutos. It's better to say about than it is to say 20 minutes more or less. It's very Spanish. 20 minutes more or less. It's not totally wrong, but it's not common. About 20 minutes. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. I'm expecting a call in about 20 minutes. ¿Qué esperabas? Hombre, ¿qué esperabas? What did you expect? Come on, what did you expect? Okay, espero que no tengas que esperarle mucho tiempo. This is a good one. I'll repeat that. ¿Cómo se dice en inglés? Espero que no tengas que esperarle mucho tiempo. I hope you don't have to wait for him for a long time. I hope you don't have to wait for him for a long time. So here we're mixing hope and wait. Okay? Now on another program we can come back and practice this more. But I would like to move on. We're talking about hope, wait, expect, and to review, para repasar eso. Remember, hope is an assessment of desire. You hope with your heart, you expect with your head, and you wait with your body.
Interrogative challenge.
Ah, yes, friends, it is that time. It is time for the interrogative challenge. The most electrifying moment in all of television. The interrogative challenge, it's that part of the show where I give you the answer. Yo la respuesta y tú la pregunta. Después. You say, but Kyle, that's strange, that's crazy, right? You're giving me the answer first and then the question? ¿Estás loco? Well, yeah, that's the way it works. So I'm going to give you the answer and pay attention. Hay que prestar. Remember, prestar atención. No pagar, sino prestar atención. Pay attention to the part of the answer that I stress. Que voy marcando. Okay, I'm going to stress it. So pay attention to the part that I stress, okay? And then ask for that information. Number 1. It's on the floor. Where is it? ¿Dónde está? It's on the floor. Where is it? ¿Dónde está? It's on the floor. Okay. Number 2. It's a book. What is it? Now at home you might be saying, Kyle, that was such an easy question. Come on, challenge me. But this is very important because you have to master this. You have to know this perfectly, inside and out. These are essential structures that you absolutely must know. So if you said, what it is, no? What is it? This has to come naturally, okay, and quickly, okay. Number 3, it's yellow. What color is it? Hey man, what color is it? Well, it's yellow. It's yellow. What color is it? It's mine. Whose is it? Now this one can be a bit more difficult. Whose, we say whose is it? We don't say whose it is. If I say it's Peter's book, let's do that one as our next one. It's Peter's book. Whose book is it? This book. Someone left it here. I don't know. So I pick this up and I say, whose book is this? Whose book is this? Notice how the object that we're talking about, the book, for example, always directly follows the word whose. Whose book is this? Whose pen is this? Whose show is this? Well, this is your show. It's my show. It's our show. Whose show is this? Never, whose is this show? Okay? So that's a common mistake. And later on, in future classes, we'll practice with more common mistakes, but that is a common mistake that I hear a lot. People saying, whose is this show? Whose is this class? Whose class is this? Whose book is this? Whose show is this? Whose book is this? Okay, and I think it's Richard's book. I'm not sure, but I think it's Richard's book. So the question would be with whose directly followed by the object. Okay? Go. Okay, so folks, today on the show, we've seen a lot of important content. We've seen a lot of simple but essential structures. And you can go back and re-watch. You can always re-watch these programs, which I do recommend, to practice and really drill in essential structures. In future shows, we'll practice again with that interrogative challenge so that you gain fluency, so that you practice and repeat, so that you can produce those questions, can come up with those questions without having to think. I want this to be like a knee-jerk reaction where you come up with the correct structure without having to think about it, okay? So we're gonna finish there for today. I wanna thank you so much for watching. This has been the Kyle Millar Show. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.